I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to stop seeing things as low vibration, because the truth in my experience and what I've seen to be the case is that there's really no such thing as a low vibration. And that might seem like an interesting claim, but the truth is that when you start seeing one thing as better or worse than another thing in this reality, in the truth of existence, what happens is that usually that's the ego trying to put reality into some sort of box. And the truth is that you cannot put reality into a box, because reality doesn't work in the way that the egotistical mind thinks that it works. It works in ways that don't make a lot of sense to the logical mind sometimes. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you how to escape this trap of seeing things as low vibration, so that you can see everything as an equal expression of the universal consciousness and start to connect to that aspect of yourself. So what's going to happen as a result of that is you're going to be connecting to your personal truth. You're not going to be swaying off your path, believing in others because you think it's right, but it doesn't feel truly resonant in your spirit. You're going to connect to your personal truth, allowing you to manifest your heart's desires in the most effortless and easeful way possible. So this is going to be how to stop seeing things as low vibration. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in regards to how to stop seeing things as low vibration is, number one, this is the truth that I personally seen to be the case in my own experience. Now, if you don't agree with this, this is totally fine, but I think that this is an objective truth of reality. That might contradict, well, Francis, I thought you said there is no objective right or wrong. But the objective truth in my personal belief, which is, again, I'm making a bold claim that it is the truth, but objectively what I believe to be true is that there is nothing that is good or bad. Everything just is. Okay, everything just is. So the objective truth is that there is no objective truth, which that is a weird, contradictory, paradoxical thing that the mind is like, wait, what? That seems like you just contradicted yourself. You're going all over the place. That's because you cannot put reality into a box most of the times. Oftentimes, when you try to put reality into a box, it leaves the ego feeling confused, and then it gets resentful and angry at people, and all these things happen because you're seeing one thing as better or worse than another thing. If you see one thing as better or worse than another thing, typically what happens is that leaves you stuck in a loop. You're stuck in a loop where you repeat the same experiences over and over and over, because you think that, because it's almost like this is how life works. Life always wants to sort of move in a certain direction, right? And sometimes life will try to teach you lessons and almost nudge you, not forcefully, but nudge you in a loving way, like go in this direction. Almost like the universe wants to move through you in a certain way, and you want to unconditionally love that. But then the ego comes in and says, oh, that's bad. That shouldn't be happening. That's bad. That's egotistical. Now, if you have a spiritual mindset, you might even say, oh, that's not spiritual, when actually sometimes the most spiritual thing to do is to go in that direction that life wants you to go. But oftentimes, what we do is we call it bad. So the first thing that I really want to share in this video in terms of how to stop seeing things as low vibration, and I'm saying low vibration in this way because that doesn't actually exist, right? When you're coming from a higher consciousness perspective, you don't see anything as low vibration. There's no such thing as low vibration. That's not a concept that exists in the higher realms of consciousness, because everything is just it's just isness, right? And each person gets to create their own reality with their own preferences, not taking away from anybody else's reality, because we create from the inside out, not the outside in. And we see that, okay, that person creates their reality, they have their lessons, and that's fine. I create my reality, I create my lessons, and that's fine too. And when you come from that perspective, now you're not coming from the ego, right? The ego is, this is bad, this is good, separation, not oneness, right? Not we're all one. Now we're all one, we're all one. It sounds like a really cliche thing, but it's true. We're one in the sense that Every single person has their own path. And what happens is that when we try to give away our personal truth to somebody else, typically this is when we start to put life into a box as well and try to find the right path. But really we've strayed off from our own personal, deeper intelligence that's always nudging us in a certain direction, almost perfectly, just perfectly in alignment, perfectly nudging you in a certain direction to teach you certain lessons. Sometimes more difficult, sometimes more blissful, but it's all blissful in a way when you stop judging things, when you stop saying this is good, this is bad, separation, ego, I'm better, you're worse, this person shouldn't be doing this, this person should, it's all the ego. It's the ego creating this duality which doesn't actually exist. It's just creating an illusion. And typically people that are saying something is good or bad and in that sort of mentality are repeating the same lessons and experiences over and over and over, and nothing is moving forward in their life. Now, number two, the second thing that I want to share with you in this video to stop seeing things as low vibration is to understand that everybody has their own personal truth. This is so critical to understand, not only to stop seeing things as low vibration, but to start to understand that you have your own unique personal truth that nobody else in the universe, nobody else has that truth, right? So there's some way that you operate, that you sort of function, right? Maybe you eat a certain diet, maybe you have a certain regimen that resonates for you. And the way that you do it, maybe somebody has the same structure, but the way that you do it, nobody else is gonna do it in that way because you are a unique spirit, right? An apple is not an orange. An orange is an orange, and an apple is an apple. Francis is Francis, and whoever you are is whoever you are. Now, when you try to be somebody else or be like somebody else, you can take certain things that resonate from other people. Don't get me wrong. You can take certain things that resonate, and you can let go of other things that don't resonate. That's completely fine. But when you take it on as your own, you have to take it on as your own. Right? This is not only going to help you once again to stop seeing things as low vibration, but what it's going to start to do is help you to align with your soul's preference. The way that your soul and your own personal spirit is in a way meant to be operating, in a way that your spirit is meant to, the path that your spirit is meant to follow. And what's going to start to happen is that you're going to start to feel not just neutral, not just balanced, but very blissful and more excited about life. And here's the thing, you're going to be able to have that passion, have that connection, see life in your own personal way, right? Where some people might think you're being egotistical because, oh, he thinks he's right. Like, you don't think you're right. You just have a knowing. You have a knowing. See, when you're connected to your personal truth, you know that it is the truth. You don't hope that it's the truth. You don't, please, I need to make sure. You don't ask the universe. You can ask the universe for what you want. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that there's no mentality of really doubt when you're in that space, or very little doubt. Because what happens is that you know what you know, and you know the truth for yourself, what your personal truth is, which is the truth, but it's your personal truth that aligns with other people's truth, which creates the truth, but you're both having your own subjective truths, right? Subjectively, we each create our own reality. That is the truth. The truth is that we each have our own truth. Does that make sense? Leave a comment down below if that makes sense. The truth, I'm gonna say that one more time. The truth is that we each have our own truth. There's no objective truth other than the objective truth is that we each have our own truth. So if you want to stop seeing things as low vibration, start to honor the fact that we each have our own personal truth. There's no one way. There never was one way. There's infinite ways that all lead to the same place, home. But when you get to that place, you're going to be resonating at a similar frequency perhaps, but you're going to be doing it in your own way. You're going to be connected to everybody else. You're not going to be taking away from anybody else's experience, yet you're going to be getting everything that you want, not seeing other people's individual path as wrong, or they shouldn't be doing that, or low vibration. Like, oh, this diet is low vibration, this diet is high vibration, this person is doing low vibrational habits. No, that doesn't exist. There's just what is your true heart's desire now, right now, in this present moment. What is your heart's desire? To call that low vibration, no matter where a being is on their journey, if there's a heart, desire, the universe moving through them in a certain way, do you really have the right? You do have the right, but do you really, like, is it quote unquote right? Even though, again, there's no right or wrong. Again, it's kind of paradox here. It's just the universe works in that way. It's very paradoxical. Is it really right, so to speak, to say that they're low vibrational for being where they're at and having some true heart desire moving through them? Is that really the way? Is that oneness? Is that unity consciousness? I personally wouldn't say so. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you in terms of how to stop seeing things as low vibration, again, I say low vibration because there is no such thing. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree. That's fine as well. Is that there is no right way for all beings, which I touched upon a little bit ago. But I want you to understand that there's no right way. There's a way that is right for you, and maybe other people have similar aspects of you that resonate, but they're never going to be just like you. There's no right way for all beings. There's a place you can come from that will honor all beings, but in terms of the structure and what that manifests as in the physical reality will be different for each being. Now, the frequency, the energetic frequency that you come from can be equal, right? There's a sameness to that oneness energy, right? When you're one, when you're creating your reality, everything around you is resonating at that same frequency. And they might be in a completely different reality circumstantially, but when you're resonating at a certain frequency, when you're connected to that oneness, when you're connected to the oneness of who you really are, what's happening is that you are now resonating at a frequency, and the people around you are also resonating at that same frequency. And how they got there will be different. But who cares how they got there? You're now in a place where you're all partying together as one being, right? I remember when I used to go out partying a lot and like dancing a lot, and I was having a lot of spiritual experiences. I was like, we're all just God dancing with ourselves, right? And I ended up getting into this really, really blissful frequency. It happens to me. I don't need to go to parties and clubs to dance, really. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I dance all the time when I go outside. And when I'm resonating at a certain frequency, whether people realize it or not around me, they're also tapped into that, right? Because they're in my field. They've connected to that somehow, whether they realize it or not. Now, how they got there, does it matter? It doesn't matter. Once you're connected to the source within you, who cares how you got there, okay? Because there's no such thing as lack. You get to create everything you want, and you don't need to take away from anybody else. That's the truth. So is there really, can the ego, it can, but is it right for the ego to come in and say, this is the right way for all beings? Is that really the truth? Personally, in my opinion, it is not. And leave a comment down below. leave a comment down below if you resonated with that. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality, and that they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does help YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.